You are listening to Ask the Answers podcast. Join me, Adele Cobain, as I uncover the knowledge, inspiration, and empowerment the psychic world has to offer. Let's begin. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ask the Answers podcast with me, Adele Cobain. And on today's show, something a little bit different, which I'm very excited to find out all about. We have an author in the studio on the podcast. We have the lovely Mark Taylor, who is responsible for writing these amazing books that we're going to find out about on today's show. So, hi, Mark. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Yourself?
Good, thank you for joining us today. Yes, I'm very well, thank you. Excellent. This is a nice surprise, something different.
Definitely, yeah. It's a bit out of my comfort zone, but, we should push ourselves to, that's the best way of growing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So people listening probably thinking, well, what's this all about then? I've just put up a few books here. But let's go back in time a little bit before you actually wrote these books. What's inspired you to start writing some children's books?
Well, my daughter, Angel May, she suffered with bad anxiety, basically, separation anxiety. Mm-hmm. So it all started from there. It was like she struggled going to school, really bad separation anxiety from, leaving her mum. Obviously me as well, but I was at work. So it was mum that dealt with it really. And then
what age was this?
Oh, she was like, when she first started school, 5, 6.
Oh, okay, yeah, quite young.
And then obviously COVID hit, and then she was at home for a long time, which made it even worse because then it was like I'm at home with mum, being schooled by mum, doing a few little bits online, and it sort of, I didn't really know a great deal about anxiety. Growing up in our generation, we were just sort of man up.
Yeah, go on with it.
As a boy, you were like, you're fine, and that's what you did. And then I during COVID, I sort of had a bit of a down on myself. I was 16 weeks at home. I'm not used to being at home doing nothing. And I sort of got a bit anxiety myself. So I started reading about it and thought, I need to know what this is, how to help Angel and help myself really.
What were the signs? What sort of things was Angel experiencing? How did she show her anxiety?
Just total fear of mum leaving her. She would literally shake. She would shake, be absolutely terrified to go to school. We'd get her in the car, she'd cry all the way to school, and a lot of the time once she was at school, she'd actually
settled in.
Out of it. It was that first break, but as she got older, we just noticed more and more it was the separation anxiety, the just being scared of things. It's like, oh, we've got swimming today, and she'd be the night before starting to say she's ill.
Right.
I don't feel well, mum. And you're like, well, you've been fine all day, you've been fine all night, and so it was sort of that really. I started learning about anxiety and ways to obviously help her and understanding, because you really got to listen to them, I say when I grew up, it's like, oh, you get on with it, but just saying you'll be fine is not good, because you need to listen to them, you need to understand what's going on and let them go on about it. There's times you think, I've heard it 4 times now, but you've got to let it out of their system. So I read books and I've done lots of reading myself about ways to manage anxiety. I'm not saying, I'm no expert. I've just read stuff, and what I've used with Angel has helped, and it helped myself. I just had this to be really positive. Have this positive mindset of that. Nothing's going to get you down. You can. There's always, fear. You can have fear, but you have to be brave to get over that.
Yeah.
So anyway, I basically thought, I need to start helping Angel understand and giving her these little tools to help her with. And we'd go on a dog walk, and I'd try and explain this to her, but it weren't going in. It just wasn't happening. She was like, not understanding it. So one night I just thought, I'm going to sit down, put her to bed, and then I'm just going to make up a story. Just going to make a story up of a brave little owl who's scared of going out in the night, you know. And I just started making these stories up, and she actually started understanding it, because it was a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
And there was a little hidden message in there, you know, about if you're feeling scared, you know, the best way to be is brave and face that fear, and take a couple of deep breaths, and you've got people around you that are going to help you, you know. And that's how it really started. And I didn't even think about writing. I was just making them up, you know. And then one day, after like so many stories, Angel was like, "Dad, these are really good stories. You should write them down." I was like, "Do you know what I mean?" I'm like, I'm a plasterer. So I thought, yeah, I'll have a go, you know. I wrote.
So which was the first book that you wrote then?
I think it probably was. I mean, I've written about 8 now.
Wow.
The first one I actually put out was the Positivity Handbook. Because that was the one where I thought I can try and teach Angel how to be positive, to start building this positive mindset, and learning that worry or anxiety, same sort of thing, is in your mind. You know, it's you. I'm a massive believer of this inner voice, and if you can turn your inner voice to be a supportive one, because that's all we have, don't we? We have this. We go, I'm going to go and do that, and then this little voice in your head's going,
"Yeah,
do that. What happens if? What happens?" And this was what was happening with an angel. You know, going to go having swimming lessons at school. Oh, what happens if I, you know, in her head, she's going, what happens if I go under the water and I can't swim? But the minute you can turn that around, so that inner voice is saying to you, you've got this. You know, think of the things that's going to happen when you learn to swim. Yeah, take your armbands off, and you won't be worried about it. Like riding, you know, same as a bike. You know, riding a bike, you're going to fall off.
Yeah.
But in time, you're going to learn to ride it. It's going to be fun. So I thought, I go through these little things with Angel about like wake up every morning. I do the same myself. Every morning I wake up, I practice gratitude. I think of 2 or 3 things that I'm grateful for every day. It could just be the most simplest of things, like I've got a nice coffee to go to. Yeah. Downstairs, got a good coffee machine, I can make a nice coffee. I've got a beautiful wife that loves me. And, you know, I'm alive. Yeah. And I'm not doing bad. You know, there's people in a lot worse situations. So I practice gratitude every day, and that starts me off with this positive attitude. Yeah. And then I just look, you know, I do look. It's taken me some time to build this. But I look at everything through a positive portal, you know. Everything, there's always a good in a bad situation. And a lot of the time people just focus on the bad. Yeah. But if you focus on the good, because there is always a lesson to be learned in anything that goes wrong.
100%.
So I was just trying to give that to Angel, and I like in the book, there's bits like the gratitude jar. I don't know if you saw that. Yeah. Where you basically like get up in the morning and just jot down one thing that you're grateful for. You know, you might just say, I love my teddy. Yeah. I've got my little dolly. And we just put it in the jar. And then the point of that is that when she's feeling a little bit down, she can go to a jar, pick something out, and it's just a little reminder of the good things. Yeah. You know? And then like when she was younger, we would say, why don't you draw your feelings? You know, and making, I've still got mine now, it's quite a long time, it's getting old. Yeah. But we made a bravery bracelet. So when she was at school, I don't know if, you know, we saw this thing online where you draw a little heart on your hand. Yes. You know, I don't know if you did it with your own kids, but you would just like draw a little heart. My wife would have one, and Angel would have one, and we would say, if you're feeling sad today or you're worried about something, touch your little heart, and that's gonna, I will feel it. I know that you're worried, and I will touch it back. And you know, and she did it, and she'd come home and she said, did you feel me today? I was like, yeah, did you feel me? Because I was a little bit nervous at school. I was a bit nervous at work, and I needed your love.
It's nice. All these things about being proactive, aren't they? Being able to do something, rather than, like I said, being wrapped up in all those emotions. And I'm very much into affirmations and positivity. And I say the similar things to my daughter when, she felt that she wasn't, I think that she felt that she was being stupid. She said, I'm so stupid, or about something that she wasn't getting at school. And we went to school, and before she went off, I just said, you're brave, you're funny, you're clever. Keep saying it back to me. And we had all this little conversation in the car. And she did. She went in with a spring in her step. Just reminding her that she's funny and she's loved, and all these sort of positive words that we can sort of put into them, so they're not thinking of the negative side all the time.
Exactly, yeah. Self-affirmation, just those little things.
Yeah.
I'm
so
brave
powerful.
enough. I'm strong enough. You say them over and over again.
Yeah.
You will believe it. Your mind, you control, like I say to Angel all the time, and to my son, and to everyone I meet, because I'm so like, you can get through anything.
Many years ago, I was around obviously quite a lot of psychics, and there was one of them did say there was an experiment done with the water molecules about how somebody was saying negative words into one glass of water, and they were saying positive words into another glass of water, and you could actually see the difference in the impact the negative words were having on the water molecules and the positive ones.
Yeah, I mean, I totally believe that, because you've probably been in the same situation. You've been in a room and there's negative people, and I've been the same myself back in the past. I used to stress really bad, and I could just go off on one, and then you just fill that whole room with negativity.
Yeah.
And then the people around you are like, oh,
yeah.
But positivity has exactly the same effect, but it just lifts you so much. So that's what I try to do now. It's just like literally fill the place with positivity, because positivity attracts positivity.
Yeah, and it brings out the best in people. No one wants to be put down or told
even the quietest of people. Before you know it, you're in there. And hello, mate. How you doing? Yeah, and you're just friendly.
Yeah,
and girls definitely are. They both, boys and girls both take anxiety differently.
Yeah.
Girls tend to, like you said, your daughter, so I'm silly. They make it all about themselves. They hold it in. They can go quiet. Whereas a boy, if he's anxious, boys act up.
Yeah.
They kick off. They turn violent. They be disruptive. So they're the signs to look out for.
Definitely.
A lot of kids will not. Some kids just suck it up and hold it in and don't say a thing.
In other ways.
So you really have to be careful. And with obviously, social media is great. It's a brilliant way to talk to people and put stuff out there, but also you've got to be so careful with your kids, because when we were at school and I was at school, if there was a bully, it was at school. Yeah. And you'd leave school and you're like, oh, thank God. Yeah. Now that with the social media, that could just go on and on, so
absolutely.
We say to Ange, and Kim when he was growing up, be 100% honest with us. You're not going to get in trouble over anything, because the sooner you tell me the truth of anything. Yeah. And
then you can deal with it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So back to that.
Sorry, go on. I was going to say, so how long did it take to put the pen to paper? How long did it take you to write this book? Did it just once it flew, or did it all pour out?
This took me. This one obviously took a lot longer to do. I think it took me about 2 months. Yeah. To write it.
Still not that long, really.
No, because I knew I'd done it. I mean, a lot of it is just the stuff I've read myself, and I just basically dumbed it down. Yeah. Dumbed it down, but I just made it more friendly for kids, so they can, whereas I get up, like I said, and do the gratitude. It was just like, give them a little in the book. You get a jar, you decorate the jar. It's just like little games you can play to bring this on. So it took long enough, but it was just time more than anything. Whereas with the stories, they just come out rapid. It's weird, really. Obviously once I started writing them, they were longer. Yeah. Because when you're just sitting there making them up, you can sort of
just go off on a tangent.
Yeah. So when you're writing it, you've got to sort of edit it a bit better, and
Yeah. So you said you've done more books than the ones that I've got here, but just talk us through these 2 ones that we have: the Angel's Brave School Day and Ollie the Brave Little Owl. Just tell us a little bit about what they're about.
But Ollie is about a little owl, obviously, that is scared to go out at night with his friends. He wants to go and get his dinner, but he worries. He's full of anxiety. So it's just about, but basically, being brave, facing your fears. You know, we shouldn't be worried about fear. You know, we should embrace it in a sense, because if we're brave, we will get through fear. You know.
Yeah.
So it's about basically this little owl, and he's like the wise old owl Leah. She comes down and says to him, you know, I've been through this. You know, we take a few deep breaths, fill your lungs, you know, do these breathing. So that's the breathing about calming, because that's what you need to do, is calm when you're having an anxiety attack. Just need to breathe, relax. You know, so this little owl would sit there, and Leah would basically calm him down and then say to him, you know, you're brave, you're strong, repeat these. And then this owl becomes, day by day, he becomes stronger, and then learns to fly with his friends. And it's about obviously being brave. It's about friendship, and being open. You know, tell your parents or tell your friend that you're scared and you're worried, because you're not going to get help, and you're not going to get over it if you don't. And that's what I'd say to Angel. You know, and that's why in that book, they're all based. They're literally really all based on things that I just went through with Leah.
Your experience.
Sorry, not Leah. That's my other daughter, Angel. You know, and the Angel's, you know, Angel's Brave School Day is literally just Angel's Brave School Day. It was like, you know, I did it obviously.
So you found it quite easy to write, because it is just reflecting your own experiences and what you've gone through.
Yeah, I just would literally look at a problem that Angel was going through and saying, you know, like she'd say, oh, I'm scared. Because it's a mad. Some kids have anxiety a little bit. Some, and Angel's one of those ones. She really does. I mean, she's got so much better now. You know, she's nearly 11. She's so much stronger. And if you met her, you probably think, she got anxiety.
Yeah.
You know, because she's so strong character.
Yeah, she hides well.
It's mad how one thing can just literally switch her over to this. Oh no, I'm so fearful. I'm so scared.
Yeah.
So I basically would just, you know, I'd sit her down and I'd listen to her, and you know, I'm scared about swimming, or I'm scared about going to a party. You know, kids love parties, but she would just be scared to go to a party.
Yeah.
And we just talk to her. So all the stories are just based around things that I done with Angel, and how we got through them. And I just thought I'd write them down, and if they can help one kid, it's fantastic. You know.
Oh gosh, absolutely.
I never ever thought about even publishing them. You know, it was Angel's idea. She was like, you should write these down. And I thought,
no, it's amazing. It's really good when you can, you know, use your own experience, as you mentioned, then to share it with other people that are going through similar things, and they're not too sure how to handle it, or where to go, or what to do, and real simple, practical things that people can put into practice.
Yeah, definitely. That's why I try to make it as simple as possible. So it's a relatable story with nice characters, you know, easy strategies that you can literally just sit down. Parent can sit down, read a book. Yeah. And I've had some great feedback of some parents saying, you know, my little boy has said to me, I'm going to be brave like Ollie tomorrow. I'm going to be brave. And I think,
so good.
That's so great, you know.
Yeah, it's so rewarding.
Yeah. And like I say, I never dreamt that I would publish them. Yeah. I just literally, Angel put it into my head. I didn't even tell my wife that I was writing them. Because I didn't want to say, I'm going to write a book. And then I couldn't. Do you know what I mean? It was like, I don't want to say something and not deliver.
You didn't want to put pressure on yourself.
Yeah, but I just wrote them, and like once I wrote one, they just kept flowing. And then I thought, oh yeah, I've got that story, and and it was just making characters, because at first they were all just based on Angel. It was Angel, and I thought, it all can't be Angel. Yeah, you know, I need to make this a little owl. Angel's Brave School Day, obviously, but you know, I'm halfway through a Christmas book. Yeah, which sounds crazy because it's only just gone Christmas, but it takes so long. It takes so long to do the artwork.
So do you do the artwork yourself?
Yeah.
Oh wow!
really. I mean, obviously I'm not drawing it, but I'm using like the Canva.
Your ideas, yeah.
Yeah, so I just go on and then, but it does take a long time.
Yeah, of course.
So
Wow.
I'm sort of halfway through a Christmas book, and then I will crack on with some of the others. That are, you know.
And it's so, as you mentioned, simple, practical, you know, information that people can put into practice, but so powerful as well, because at night, obviously, when the kids, you know, they're not so busy with their everyday life, they're not distracted with other things, you know, it's just you and your child reading a book into their subconscious, you know, those powerful words before they go to bed is a brilliant way to get that point across and to fill them with that positivity before they sleep.
Yeah, you know, I think all you know, kids are like sponges, aren't they? They just absorb everything, and if you get them at the right time, like you just said, especially at bedtime, all the iPads or whatever they've been on, because most kids now it's just iPads.
Yeah.
You know, we switch all that off. We sit down, and like each book, obviously at the end, I had a moral of the story. So we could sit down and I'd read the book, and at the end of it, I say, it's not, you know, the moral of the story, darling, is to feel, you know, feeling scared is normal when facing scary situations, but to find the courage to overcome the fears with supportive words, deep breaths, and reminders from loved ones, and things like the bracelet. Yeah. And I said, do you understand? You know, that's why I put the moral in, because it was like, do you understand the story? She's like, yeah. You know, I know that. And like I say, I didn't, you know, I wrote the books, I showed my wife, and she was like, when did you do this? I was like, well, I've just been doing it, and I didn't want to fail, but they just came, you know.
Yeah.
And I showed a couple of family members, you know, and they were like, that's really good. You should look at getting them published. And I was just like, how do I do that?
Yeah.
And I was at work one day, and we were just discussing it, and a lady said to me, you should go onto Amazon.
Yeah.
They do a self-publishing thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I did the Kids Positivity Handbook first, because it didn't really need any artwork.
Yeah.
You know, it was just one I thought, I'll see if we give it a go. You know, they might not like it, they might not want it. And they accepted it. And then once I'd done Ollie, I mean, they accepted that within like 2 hours. I was really shocked. Like the other one took the first one took like 3 days before I even heard back from them.
Oh, really?
And I was thinking, they don't like this. And then the Ollie was, within 2 hours. They said, let's do it.
Wow. So there is a whole process even to get them to be able to be sold on Amazon.
Yeah, you have to. Books. Yeah, they obviously assess it. And right. But I say I'm lucky. When I started researching it, there's no other author that I found so far that does this sort of niche market. You know, it's like you can go online and type in, you know, a positivity book for kids, and it'll come up sort of like the first one I did, like a guidebook.
Handbook, yeah.
And, or, you know, helping my kid with anxiety, but there's no actual storybooks. And that's what, for me, it worked. But, you know, so if there are any publishers out there that want to get in touch, and, they can take it off of my hands. But I've enjoyed doing it. You know, it is rewarding, and like I say, when I hear feedback from people, and I've read some of the, you know, I've not got many comments on the Amazon, but I've got, you know, there's a good few, and it's lovely to read some of them. And it's, you know, it's my son's favourite book at the minute. I'm like, that's so cool, because if it just helps one kid, understand anxiety.
Yeah, I've read them to my daughter. She loved them.
Yeah, just a spark of positivity. Then you know, I really do believe it's a winner.
And is that the main source to be able to purchase them on Amazon?
That's the only place at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because again, you know, I'm so new to this.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, it's all.
Well, we don't know what door's going to open. Who knows?
No, you don't know. You just don't know. But you know, like I say, with Amazon, it's not even for the money. You know, you don't make no money. Amazon make all the money.
Yeah.
You know, but I just wanted to get the word out there, because I am passionate about you know, being positive, because it once you have a positive mindset, it really, really does change your life.
Yes.
You know, because you worry about things that don't happen half the time. And that's what I would say to Angel. You know, you know, try not to worry about the things you can't control.
Yes. Or haven't happened yet. Yeah.
Yeah, because you'll be up all night, and we've probably all done. I know I've done it.
Yes.
And I would say to Andrew, you're fretting about going to school and drowning in the pool.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen, darling.
Yeah.
The chances of that happening are really slim, and you've got to look at the joy you're going to come from it. So you're going to stress, and then when she come up from school, I have a swimming. Oh, I loved it.
Yeah.
And I see all that stress.
Yeah.
And slowly but surely, she has realised that.
Yeah.
Reading the books and talking about, the management of anxiety, because you can manage it. And I'm just a massive believer in, like, what you put out, you get back.
Yeah, definitely. You made a good point earlier on when you're talking about, obviously, lockdown and how it impacted your anxiety as well. And I'm sure lots of people during that period have gone through very similar things, trying to get back to work or going out socializing, leaving the front door. It did impact lots of people on the mental health level in so many ways. Is it the same sort of approach for an adult as it is with the children with some of these anxiety tips?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, I have written a book for adults, which is on Amazon as well. It's called Positive Power. I haven't got one here, but that is basically just a little bit more advanced than the kids one. It's about still waking up and having gratitude and learning how to overcome your anxiety, manage it, and like silver linings. There's, having a look at how you can make the best of a bad situation. Train, like we talked about earlier, training your mind to see the good in everything, and using that as because if there's a lesson, you've learned from it, and then you can get better from next time. And yes, definitely, there's it affects, anxiety affected me, and it affected some of my friends, and lockdown especially, because we were just crammed in, we couldn't do nothing. And all that you can read this book and you could do exactly the same. If you're feeling stressed or feeling anxious, just sit and take some deep breaths and just try to calm your mind. Just take a few deep breaths, self-affirmations, like you said, you do that yourself with your kids, because that, you can do that as an adult. It's exactly the same.
Because with the adult side of things, I suppose the only sort of difference I would see as a compared to a child is the fact that you might be a boss and you don't want your employees to see that you're being weak by showing your anxiety, or you might be a parent, you don't want your children to notice that maybe you're not coping okay. So sometimes we do find it's hard to communicate, or we don't want to because we're too proud to ask for help. So having a book to help and to go to is, again, a real powerful and an effective way.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like you say, with you don't want you to see your kid, you don't want your kids to see you down, and that's a major thing, because kids pick up on how you act. So if you are anxious, you need to be able to calm yourself down to show your kids that when something goes wrong, or you're stressing about something, your kids will just pick up on that, and they believe that's the way you should deal with it. If you start freaking out,
that learned behavior.
It's, and like you say, with a boss, but I'm a massive believer, I really am, is that you've got to talk about it. And especially with men, for years we were man up, mate. All right, princess. For years, and it's a really big killer in men. Depression and anxiety leads to depression. If you can't get on top of something, you'll start thinking about it, and before you know it, you will get into a state of depression. And
I think our generation now is a lot better because there's more awareness, and things like that you're doing is bringing more awareness to it. But I think still, if you've got those more elderly parents that haven't passed over yet, they still have that mentality of that old-fashioned, like, man up, or you don't talk about your emotions.
My dad's generation, they're like, man up. Don't even want to, my granddad. I loved my granddad. He was, I adored him. He was a great man, but he was from that generation where you didn't hug your granddad. It did when you were a kid, but as you got older, you're like, shake his hand, hello, mate, and it's just like, toughen up, son. Whereas I say to my son, who's 19, we cuddle, I hug him all the time, and I tell him I love him,
Yeah.
And if there's any problems, we talk. You know, he works with me, and we've got another guy, Ryan, who works with us, and we're a really tight little group.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we talk about our feelings, we hug it out.
Yeah.
And I go on to sites with other people, and I'm a hugger.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I think I walk on site, and I want everyone to be happy.
Yeah.
So I just, and Ryan, who works with me, and Kian, we're all the same. Let's get huggy, let's be friendly.
Yeah.
And that's as in the books as well about kindness.
Yeah.
Being kind, because we never know really what someone else is going through.
No.
I know people who look so happy, and then you find out, well, you're like, things happen, and you're like, oh, he looks so happy.
Yeah.
So I've really changed my whole. I'm just kind to everyone. I just think, and the thing with kind, like I say to my daughter, kindness is free. Doesn't cost a penny.
Yeah.
And it's one of the most beautiful things that you can give to someone. If it just being a nice compliment, or just to be kind. Yeah. Everyone involved is a winner.
I love that. I'm all over that. I'm exactly the same. I'm always really positive. It's very rarely that, I might lose my temper or get a bit upset. Very, very rarely. But I'm very much like the act of kindness. So, you let somebody out. If somebody lets you out with a car, for instance, at a junction, they're, oh my God, that's so kind of you. Thank you so much. And then you end up doing it to the next person. It's like, oh, they let me out. I'm going to let them out now.
Again, it just pours on.
Yes.
It's weird how it works because
I teach fitness classes as well, and I do the same in that. People want to feel good. They're there, they want to feel good. And, some of them, it's taken a lot for them to come to a gym or to a class. They've never done it before. Yeah. So, I always make a point of making sure that they feel good and, well done for showing up today. You've taken one step, to better yourself as a person, and just reflecting back to people how good they're doing, and it's okay, and a pat on the back. They're going to get better from compliments and making someone feel good. Why would you want to do that? It's amazing.
Exactly. Yeah, everyone's a winner. You feel good because you were kind. They feel good.
Yeah.
So that's why I say to Angel, and my things are gratitude. Be grateful for everything you've got. And then be kind. Yeah. And just be nice. You don't have to say horrible words to someone. Mm-hmm. Because one word can repeat in someone else's head 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And you just don't know. And so it's best to. I just think now I'm kind to everyone, even the most horriblest people.
Yeah, because you don't know what they've been through. Yeah.
Honestly, I'll just kill them with kindness. They're horrible. I'm just like, you just keep going. Yeah, and I don't even know what to do half the time. Once if you don't react and you're just being kind, they're like,
I do the same.
And just be positive, and that's the whole story of these books. Like it says on the front, it's a story of positivity and anxiety management. Mm-hmm. It's just if you can be positive, you will literally get through everything.
Yeah,
it's not just about positive. Like I say to my friends, you're just being happy, and I'm not being happy.
Yeah,
I am happy.
Yeah,
but being positive is not about just being happy. It's about knowing that when the bad things come, you've got the tools to deal with it
in a better place.
Yeah, and I say everyone can just get up in the morning and go, hello, I'm happy doors. But it's having that inner voice.
Yeah.
Having that supportive inner voice.
And people want to be around that, wherever you are, everyone wants to be around that. I want to be part of that. I want to be, around that person that's going to support me, not put, bring me down. And, over the years, when you get into relationships, why are you going to be with somebody who's going to clip your wings? You want someone who's going to, support you and flourish you and, help you grow as a person and with all the things that you want to do. So, yeah, I think, it goes a long way. And it's so simple.
Especially in what you do. Mm-hmm. Obviously TV presenter, you seem just positive anyway, and obviously being an instructor as well, that's all about energy and positivity.
Definitely.
I mean, do you ever have like any doubt? I mean, obviously, I was quite scared of coming into this. I won't lie.
Oh yeah, oh god, yeah, absolutely. I have to present a bodybuilding show yearly. I do a few of those bodybuilding shows where I have to get up in front of a whole theatre of people, just all eyes on me, and there's little old me, and I get nervous before I get on stage and think, oh my god. But I just sort of just try and let it all go and just think, just have some fun, just don't worry so much, because the more you overthink it and think, am I saying the right thing? Or if I try to write a script and then I just put it all to one side, I think, just forget about it. Let's go out. Let's have some fun.
Yeah, you just got to be yourself.
Enjoy the day. Exactly. Be yourself. Don't try to be somebody else. Just be yourself. And if you make a mistake, you make a mistake. It's not the end of the world.
No, exactly. You just
move on.
You just move on. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm the same. I do believe in that. Just get out there, be yourself. Like I say, today I was like a bit. A couple of years ago, I won't lie, I'd have probably made some excuse up. To not do it. It's like, I'm so worried. But now I like to push myself out my comfort zone.
Definitely. That's where
because
things
that's where you grow. Yeah, definitely. There's no growth in comfort, they say.
Yeah, definitely.
But so it's all been a bit of a roller coaster. But it's literally just getting it out there now.
Yeah.
And that's, again, it's just time. So I really appreciate your time. And
absolutely love speaking to you today. It's really good. So again, just to remind people that these books and handbooks and many more, by the sounds of it, you've been busy writing more, you can purchase on Amazon. So that's by Mark Taylor, who is speaking to you right now. And is there any more in the pipeline? Do you think you've done enough, or are you going to just keep with it? What's next?
Oh no, I've really enjoyed it. Yeah, and I keep getting stories popping in my head about other things as I'm just learning with Angel growing up. Now, so like I say, I've got quite a few books I've written now. So it really now it's just about getting down and doing the artwork. I mean, I changed the cover not so long ago on Angel's school day.
Oh yeah, lovely.
So bit more brighter.
Have you taken them to her school? Have they?
No, my wife works at the school, so we are, because that's another thing. I'm gonna go to the
schools. Definitely.
Yeah, I'm gonna go around and give a few out, and go to the library, and give a few out.
Absolutely.
And just try and get it out there, Just, and hope for the best. And like I say, I'll just keep cracking on.
Amazing.
I've got a few more to do, and I've got a few more ideas now. Like I say, as Angel's got older. More stuff, and just like the writing about the dangers, not dangers, but keeping an eye on your social media, the kids, and parents, because you've definitely got to have that little reminder, especially when parents are busy. You've got two parents that are working. It's hard graft, isn't it? You get home, and before you know it, it's like 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And like there are days, like you say, sometimes you lose, you can't be perfect all the time. And you have to just keep reminding yourself. And there's times I have this little phrase in my head where it says, one day your child will stop asking to play with you.
Yeah.
And I keep that in my head all the time, because I think, I've got a daughter who's
they
like
grow up so fast.
Yeah. My daughter's 26, my son's 19, and Angel's like 11.
Yeah.
And I think there is going to be a day where she comes home and I'm not going to be as important, because that does happen.
Yeah.
Their friends are their life then.
Of course, yeah.
And, so there's times where I'm tired, and she's like, Dad, do you want to play with me? And I go, all right, in a minute. And I keep that little phrase in my head. There'll be a day where she
won't want that anymore. Yeah, I know. It's so important. It really is.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Mark, it's been amazing speaking to you today, and I wish you all the luck with all the books, and I hope they go far and help so many people, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day, bringing that awareness and loving your positivity, and keep up the good work. Brilliant. Yeah, thank you very much for your time, and I'd like to shout out to Kev as well. Thank you, Kevin, for getting us in touch. Amazing. And I really, really appreciate your time. No, that's absolutely fine. Thank you so much, Mark. Problem. All the best. And love to your family as well, and to Angel. And you, keep positive. Yeah, bye. Bye. Thanks for listening to Ask the Answers podcast. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, and save to your library. Remember, there are 100 psychic readers available on our website for readings 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. To triple your credits on your first purchase, visit asktheanswer.com and click on the new customer offer banner.